So some other factors that could be affecting the way that your equipment is performing is possibly if you just need to replace your needle or your nozzle, you can swap those out very quickly now that you've learned how to disassemble and reassemble the airbrush. If your makeup is not the proper consistency to spray through the airbrush, you would need to think about thinning it out using the TEMPTU mixing medium. It needs to be no thicker than the consistency of heavy whipping cream. And do remember that you can also affect how the makeup sprays out by changing your air pressure. Now, they operate on a dial, so I usually like to start low and test the spray pattern as I increase the air pressure and make sure that I get an even spray. If you are, for example, spraying a very small area, but the makeup only comes out of the airbrush on a very high setting, that would be very uncomfortable for your client. So you'll want to make sure that if you're up close and personal, you can operate on a lower air pressure. And that's when it comes in handy to thin the consistency out. When you are cleaning your equipment, you do want to make sure that you're using the proper cleaner for the formula of makeup that you're running through your airbrush. So I like to say, like with like. Silicone with silicone, water with water, alcohol with alcohol, isododecane with isododecane. In this case, I know that this airbrush has been used with our beauty formulas, and those can be cleaned with our SB cleaner. One more thing you do want to check if you are experiencing a little bit of a discrepancy in how much air pressure is coming out of your airbrush, it could possibly be as simple as the hose not being attached properly, or even maybe a crack in the hose if it is an older hose and needs to be replaced. You might want to look into that. If you hear any air escaping out of anywhere along the hose, just go ahead and replace your hose and everything will be good to go.